Have you ever heard of a battle so perfectly executed that it is still studied by generals and military strategists over 2,000 years later? A battle where a smaller, outnumbered army didn't just win, but completely annihilated a force nearly twice its size. This is the story of the Battle of Cannae, Hannibal Barca's masterpiece and Rome's darkest day. The year is 216 BC. The Second Punic War is raging. For 2 years, the brilliant Carthaginian general, Hannibal, has been rampaging through Italy. He crossed the Alps with his elephants in a legendary feat of endurance and has already handed the mighty Roman Republic to humiliating defeats at the Trebia River and Lake Trasimene. Rome is in a state of panic. The people are demanding action, a final, decisive battle to crush this invader once and for all. In response, Rome assembles the largest army in its history. 8 legions, a force estimated to be around 86,000 men, are placed under the joint command of 2 consuls, the cautious Lucius Aemilius Paulus and the aggressive Gaius Terentius Varro. Their orders are simple: find Hannibal and destroy him. They find him near the small village of Cannae, in southeastern Italy. Hannibal's army is a motley crew of about 50,000 soldiers: Carthaginians, Iberians, Gauls, and Numidians, tired, far from home, and heavily outnumbered. On paper, this should be an easy victory for Rome, but Hannibal isn't a general who plays by the book. The morning of August 2nd to 16 BC dawns hot and dusty. The Roman commander for the day, the impetuous Varro, decides to use Rome's greatest strength, the sheer mass and discipline of its heavy infantry. He arranges his legions in an unusually deep and narrow formation, designed to punch straight through the enemy center like a battering ram. He believes the force of this charge will be unstoppable. The Roman cavalry is placed on the wings to protect the infantry's flanks. It's a classic, textbook Roman strategy: overwhelm the enemy with brute force. Hannibal, observing the Roman deployment, smiles. He knows exactly what the Romans are planning, and he has prepared a deadly trap. He arranges his own army in a way no one had ever seen before. In the center, he places his weakest troops, the less reliable Spanish and Gallic infantry, but he doesn't line them up straight. Instead, he pushes them forward into a crescent shape, a convex arc bulging out towards the advancing Romans. On his flanks, positioned behind the crescent, he places his best troops, the veteran African infantry, in deep columns. And on the extreme wings, his superior cavalry, led by the brilliant Hasdrubal, faces off against the weaker Roman horsemen. The battle begins. The Roman legions, a dense sea of shields and spears, march forward with thunderous discipline. They crash into Hannibal's weak center. As the Romans push, the Gauls and Iberians do exactly as Hannibal commanded. They begin to slowly give ground, fighting a controlled retreat. The crescent shape of their line inverts, bending inwards under the immense Roman pressure. It goes from a convex arc to a concave one, like a pocket. The Roman legionaries, sensing victory, roar and surge forward, pouring deeper and deeper into this pocket. They are so focused on breaking the center that they do not notice what is happening on the flanks. On the left wing, Hannibal's heavy cavalry smashes through the Roman cavalry, shatters them, and then, instead of chasing them off the field, wheels around to attack the other Roman cavalry wing from behind. The entire Roman cavalry is routed and destroyed. The battlefield's flanks are now completely exposed. This is the moment Hannibal has been waiting for. With the Roman infantry now packed tightly together, drawn deep into the center of his line, he gives the signal. The elite African infantry, who have been waiting patiently on the wings, now turn inwards and attack the exposed Roman flanks. Simultaneously, the Carthaginian cavalry, having finished their work, returns to the main battle and crashes into the Roman rear. The trap is sprung. The Roman army is surrounded on all sides. The double envelopment is complete. What was once an unstoppable battering ram is now a trapped, panicked mob. The legionaries in the front can't retreat because of the masses of men behind them. Those in the rear can't flee because of the cavalry blocking their escape. Those on the flanks are being cut down by the fresh African veterans. What follows is not a battle, it's a slaughter. In the searing afternoon sun, the Carthaginians methodically cut down the trapped Romans. The space becomes so constricted that the legionaries can barely lift their arms to swing their swords. They are helpless. The Romans, who marched onto the field with such confidence, are annihilated. By the end of the day, the field of Cannae is a scene of unimaginable carnage. Sources say that out of the 86,000 Romans who fought, as many as 70,000 were killed or captured. This includes the consul Lucius Aemilius Paulus, who fought to the death, along with 80 senators and hundreds of other Roman aristocrats. It was a catastrophic loss of life and leadership. Hannibal lost only around 6,000 men. Cannae was the perfect tactical victory. Hannibal used his enemy's strength, their aggressive, forward-charging infantry against them. He used a flexible, retreating center to lure them into a trap, and then used his superior flanking forces to encircle and destroy them. This maneuver, the pincer movement or double envelopment, has been studied ever since. Generals from Scipio Africanus, the Roman who would eventually defeat Hannibal, to Napoleon Bonaparte and Norman Schwarzkopf have all studied the lessons of Cannae. Ironically, despite this overwhelming victory, Hannibal did not win the war. He famously lacked the siege equipment and manpower to march on Rome itself. The Romans, despite their horrific losses, refused to surrender. They raised new armies, adopted new tactics, Fabian tactics of delay and harassment, and eventually took the fight back to Carthage, forcing Hannibal to leave Italy. But the Battle of Cannae remains etched in history. It stands as a timeless testament to tactical genius, a chilling reminder of how a smaller, well-led force can achieve total victory through brilliant strategy and deception. It is the ultimate example of a battle won not by brute force, but by the mind of a master. The perfect victory, and for Rome, the perfect defeat. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this dive into military history, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more.